Saturday morning. I've been at Steve's since Monday. Now I'm off for my penultimate stage of this particular journey. I'm off to Paul's to go and deliver all the stuff he had posted to England, much to my daughter's disgust. Yeah, I'm going there, and for a night, maybe two, I don't know, and then I'll be home again. It's cold. There was frost on the cars this morning, but it's now 6 degrees and it's 10 to 8. On about. I know I've been through this area before at this time of year. It's lots of fruit trees here, and I hoped they'd be, the whole hillside's covered in pink blossom or white blossom. The problem is they're all covered in nets to protect them from hail. So I haven't yet found the place to get the photo that I looked for. So you'll have to make do with plane trees, although this avenue of plane trees has just finished. There is some blossom to be seen, as you can see there, but and another avenue of plane trees. Found out what the error message or the warning sign. I drive this too carefully, too gently, and it's a filter that's getting clogged because I'm not really working the engine hard enough. So today I'm going to try deliberately to drive a bit harder, not change up as early, accelerate a bit harder out of corners and what have you, in the hope that I may clear it. I don't know what the fields are like in England at the moment, but there is rapeseed in full flower. I was hoping when I got home to see mimosa, which is, I think, will be a similar colour. Anyway, here is the rapeseed. Spent a couple of days with Paul. It's now Monday, and a slight change of plan. I'm heading north again. I will be in Paris for a few days of my birthday, which is this coming week, and then head back south and finally get home again. But for I do have the flexibility, so when the opportunity arose, I thought, why not? I think, however, part of the journey will be the same roads as I came south on. And as it's only a week since, I don't suppose much will have changed. This is the old N9. That on the right is an old marker that says I'm leaving Lodève-Hérault and heading into Avrayon. Lodève's a place, so this is the Avrayon. This place, once upon a time, was an important stop, by the look of it, on the N9. The A75 is just a few kilometres off to the right, which I think is free in this bit, so this place is now very, very quiet. I might still be in the Avrayon, but I crossed over the River Lot, so it might possibly be in the Lot now, I don't know. I just put in the sat nav my destination and I'm letting it take me there, so I don't really know the route I'm going on. Some bits I think I've recognised, but most of it I haven't. Oh. Well, then there's the answer. I'm in Cantal now. I didn't notice the name of this place, but it looks a bit a bastide that I'm going round. So I may have been here before, but there are lots of bastides in this area. Go off to the left is the centre of the town. And I'm going round half of it, I think. Probably gives you an idea if you look it up. I was hoping to see another sign, but I can't. Well, I stayed last night in a place called Tournemire. It's supposed to be one of France, well, it is classified as one of France's most beautiful villages. I had a walk around yesterday, and apart from the chateau, I've no idea why. But anyway, it's 20 past 8 in the morning. It says it's 10 degrees, but it froze last night outside. Hopefully another warm, sunny day. You see this chateau on the right, very impressive tower. It's like a proper castle, and then it's got a slightly more modern bit attached to it. But it is, yeah, that bit is very impressive, particularly from below. The car park was €2, which I don't mind paying, because the public toilet was probably better than most campsites. It actually had a toilet seat and toilet roll. And in French campsites you seem to get one or the other, but not both. But as I say, I don't quite know why the village was classified as one of the most beautiful. But there you go. The valley is indeed a very picturesque valley, and I bet there's lovely walks along this small river that runs along the bottom. Just running alongside a reservoir on the left. It's very, very low. Surprising given all the rain. In fact, I wonder if I can pull over here, because I've been here before. It's quite a pretty place, and as there's no wind, I might get some nice photos. Really, the sun is a bit too harsh, and there's not a lot of colour. However, we've just left Cantal, crossing the Dordogne, as you can see. So I don't know which this next department is. Will there be a sign? On this particular journey, or this last month or so, I seem to have been on small roads, which means they don't always have a departmental sign. Oh, here we are, there is one. So I'm now in the Correas. I'll get a photo just there. I have been this way before, but the other direction I think. I'm not sure I've been this way. This direction. It's a quiet morning. I've hardly seen anyone, but I keep getting ice warnings because the temperature drops, but it doesn't feel that bad outside. But then the sun is now beginning to get some strength. So the temperature is climbing quite quickly, I think. That was cruise. Just entered the Department of Cruise. No, there's another sign. There's a better sign, a more traditional sign there. A lot easier to spot, I have to say. So it's the third department today, and it's only 11 o'clock. And this sign took me completely on the hop. Got me completely on the hop. Caught me on the hop. Londres. So I'm coming out of the Massif Central, the high, cold, remote part of it, and dropping, I suppose, to the valley that eventually will become the Loire. And I cross it somewhere to the east of Orléans, I think. I'm in the village of, I think it's Saint-Sever-sur-Indre. But anyway, it was where Jacques Tati filmed Jour de Fête, which I have seen. And I've also camped here unexpectedly. We were looking for somewhere to camp, and I was on a motorbike trip, and we camped here. Jour de Fête. Camped here, and then just took a stroll. And when I got to the main square, I don't know if we go past the main square, but anyway, I thought this looks familiar, and I couldn't work out why. And then he saw the posters and things explain why it was familiar. Doesn't look like we are. Oh, maybe. Church is usually near the centre, isn't it? Let's see whether this is it. I think it isn't. Feels like we've already come away from the centre. Yeah, it's behind us, I recognise it. But there is a tiny, tiny campsite here. Was. Don't know whether it still is. It was literally maybe 4 or 5 pictures and 1 shower. I remember it. Anyway, there it is on the left. Oh, is it still going? It is, so that's good. Looks like it's closed, but it is still a tiny campsite, but a sweet little campsite. And that was the village. In fact, here will be the confirmation. Oui, Saint-Sever-sur-Indre. This seems to be a day of departments, or borders anyway. I forget how many that is, 4 or 5? I've just crossed the River Beuvron and I'm now in the Loire-Cher. As you can see, it's a little tiny back road, so I imagine there won't be a sign. Heading for a campsite which should be open, but the last update to dates were in 2021, I think, so hopefully the campsite's still there and hopefully it's open. But I won't find out for another 20 minutes or so, and then if it is, I will install myself. Like it's open, it looks like there's a lot of static caravans here. Possibly for fishing, there's quite a lot of lakes around, but it's a 2CV, so it can't be all bad. Now I have to find where the reception is. Looks very shut. So I'll just have a little wander around. Well, there's no one around, but there is hot water in the shower block. So I think I'll just find a place which thinks I'll go here, and they'll come and find me, I have no doubt, in the morning. Oh, why have we got that one in front of me? I think this is my first time on a campsite this year. No, it isn't. I was forgetting Derbyshire. First time on a campsite in France. Well, that was a very, very quiet night. No sound of traffic, nothing, only one other camper turned up, and doesn't appear to be anyone around. No one on reception. But it did rain a bit overnight, and it's cooler now. Well, not as cold as it was yesterday morning, but it's just generally a bit cooler by the looks of things. It's 9 degrees, it's just not long after 8, but it's a grey day. That's all self-explanatory, isn't it? I'm crossing the Loire. This is what trees look like that were pollarded last year. So they grew last year, and they're waiting to have all the leaves to come out this year. That looked like a canal I just crossed. Oh, with a chateau on the right. Oh, and a chateau with a moat. No idea where I am. Very grand, and then a servants' quarters here that look like a chateau in their own right. Where I am. Combourg. I hope you can see that spire on that church. It's been tiled in a spiral spire. That's quite impressive. Never seen one like that if it's been done on purpose. Anyway, it looks like it has. There's one in England, at least one in England, that's all twisted, but not on purpose. I think I said it before, but this journey has taken in a lot of departments, and there's some I would have missed as well. Except that's the second time I've crossed that border, isn't it? Anyway, it's 11:15, it's 10 degrees, and quite a strong wind. Well, a very strong wind actually. It's blowing me around a bit, and I just stopped to go to the supermarket, and the empty trolley was being taken away by the wind. But it is quite exposed here, as you can see. Well, it's hailing now, which hopefully means it will pass quite quickly. But yeah, it's gone from being fairly sunny. I think it's about 12 degrees, it's dropped to 6, and it's a hailstorm. And from the left, which is where it's coming, there's just for the fruit growers and what have you. For the last few kilometres, in every lay-by, there's a van like this one on the right, and some of them are camper vans, some of them are ordinary vans. They're all steamed up. And then I realised that every single one of them has a woman, as far as you can tell anyway, sitting in the driver's seat, mostly on the phone. And obviously there's an awful lot of lorries going this way and maybe commercial travellers, but I assume they're all prostitutes. There's no visible sign to tell you, but it just seems very odd how there is one, just one, in every lay-by. There you are, on the left, and there's one that's parked. Oh, and on the right as well. Yeah, so every lay-by has been like this. I've just taken an auto route for about 15 kilometres, and of course missed the sign that said Seine-Saint-Denis, so that's another department. I must have been in this one. Right. I've only got one more junction and I'm getting off this motorway. As you can see, the weather needs a little bit to be desired. Hopefully it'll pass.